Alrighty, hello everybody. How we all doing? Welcome back to some more Lego The Lord of the Rings. Continuing through the story, this is going to be level 12, Osgiliath or Osgiliath. I don't really know how to say it, but something like that. As you can see, we've got an achievement, A Wizard Should Know Better, for completing the level, as well as a True Adventurer of 85,000. Now, we're going to start it off with a cutscene, then get back at you with some gameplay. So, yeah. Now, as we load into Middle Earth here around Helm's Deep, if you didn't know, this is actually gonna be the final level in the second film. So after this level, we're gonna be 2/3 of the way through the story, which is pretty exciting. It means we are getting very much closer to getting into the free play, which is really the exciting stuff. I mean, this story and everything is nice, but I mean, free play, that's the kind of that's the good stuff. But anyways. You can see that we were playing as Legolas and Aragorn and those guys, but what we actually have to do is we got to swap over to Frodo, Sam, and those guys because we haven't played as them in a minute. You know, we've had a few levels as Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli. It's been a minute since we've played as little Frodo and Sam, but we got the next few levels as them, and including this one. So, anyways, just make your way down this path that you see me follow, and you can tuck in there for some extra studs. But when we get over to this ruined town, we're going to head in, and it's going to take us to a little cutscene, then the level.
Faramir, the orcs have taken the eastern shore. Their numbers are too great. By nightfall, we'll be overrun.
Mr. Furl, it's calling to him, Sam. His eye is almost on me.
A weapon that will change our fortunes in this war.
You want to know what happened to Boromir? The ring drove your brother mad! Mr. Furl. They're here.
Stay here. Keep out of sight.
Take cover!
And here we are now inside the level, here in this kind of ruined city of Osgiliath. Now, this area is a bit interesting because there's actually two sides to the area. Over there, you saw we started off as Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. But on this side of the area, we can actually play as Faramir, and we have to use him to help out our hobbits throughout the level by shooting some targets. You can see that we swapped to Faramir, headed up those stairs, and shot the target across the way, which dropped down this massive pillar. So then we swap over to Frodo and the hobbits. I'm just going to refer to them as the hobbits. Then anyways, jump across the pillar. Then over here on the right, we'll head down those stairs, and you'll see a bunch of rubble, some debris, as well as a hook. So I use Sam's rope to pull on that, and that'll break away all those rocks and debris, allowing us to then swap back over to Faramir, and then we'll see this massive boulder comes flying down over on the right, and that's gonna drop a bunch of pieces. We'll build them up into some checkered tiles. Then we'll be able to build them up we'll just build them up. Then we'll be able to push these pillars into place. They kind of like, almost look like some sort of like totems with like little faces on them. But anyways, push them into place as you see me do. I mean, you don't have to do this, but I mean, it's not too difficult to do. Then jump up onto the top pillar, shoot the arrow, or shoot the target across the way. That'll raise the little cell door below. Then we can head through and then switch back, shoot the other target, and that'll open that other cell door. Then switch back, and we'll be able to head through. Then you can see here, up top in this kind of citadel tower, some orc up there. So what we're going to do, use Frodo to sneak into that dark little cave there, smash the door, grab some studs in there, of course. Then build up the little hatch there. And you can see like a little fish wall over there. We'll get back to that in a minute. But anyways, crawl through the hatch. Then you'll see here the some boulder. Don't know whether Don't know where they're coming from, but it's gonna smash straight through the citadel. Then what we'll be able to do is we'll use Sam to get up here, and we're gonna use this rope on the hook, of course. Pull on the hook, and that'll drop down those boxes. Then we can build the parts into a little bounce pad. We can get our boing up top, and then we actually have to swap over to Faramir, and as you can see, some orcs are going to come flying in from the right, smashing through the rubble there. We can proceed over here, build up a little ladder, and then up top there you can see an orc with a target on his chest, so just shoot him. Then we can get up top here, and across the way you can see a target there, just shoot it, and that'll drop some pieces over there, back where Mr. Sam is. Then build up the ladder, then we can make our way all the way up top, pick up the sword, place it in your inventory, then drop back below, and we're actually going to use the sword to cut the rope on Golem, the like handcuffs that were, just cut them off so Golem's free. Then you can actually climb the fish wall. That's Golem's little ability. We've covered a couple exclusive abilities, and that's Golem's ability, and we'll be using that a ton for sure. Climb that ladder, pull the lever, which will get rid of some of that debris so the other guys can make their way up the stairs. Then switch back over to Faramir. I know a lot of back and forth, but it's definitely different to a lot of other things we've done. I like how it's really using the co-op to, Anyways, make your way up here to these targets. We busted through some debris before, but shoot those targets and build up the little checkered tiles. Then we can push this some sort of totem across to the left. Then we'll have clear view to shoot those orcs in the back there. They've got targets on their chest, so shoot them. Then we'll switch back over here, use Golem to climb the fish wall. If you tried to climb it before, by the way, the orcs would like drop barrels onto you and stop you from climbing more. But anyways, push that pillar down, and then it'll crush some rocks below, and it'll reveal a little plant spot, like a little seed there. Use sand to plant it, and that's gonna grow up a massive flower. Then we'll be able to bounce from that to get up top, and we're gonna burn this wood over here that's blocking our path, and once we've done that, we're going to try to make our way up the path, but then there's going to be a little bit of a surprise here. So look at that, a massive dragon comes in. Of course, that's one of the Black Riders. And once that dragon comes in, swap back over to Faramir, and on the right here, some orcs are going to bust through that door, so I just take them out because they're trouble. They're not... Yeah. Anyways, then over here on the right, just take out this that kind of wood stuff. Then you'll be able to shoot the dragon in its chest because it's got a massive target on it. Then we before switching back to the hobbits, we're just gonna head over here as Faramir, grab some studs. Of course, we do have attract studs on. Make sure you do as well. If not, check out the attract studs video and unlock that as soon as possible. But anyways, I kind of get to a dead end here as Faramir, so swap back to our hobbits, make our way down these stairs on the right, and you can see here we get to a little bit of a pond, so smash the rubble there, and that's actually going to uncover a jetty. Now, before we get to that, here in the middle, use Sam to dig up some parts, which will assemble into a little machine there. Then, over here, Golem can actually interact with the jetty, and he can get his fish on, so even though he doesn't have a fishing rod, he can just use his hands to fish. So of course, still working towards the perfect fishes. I believe Golem works for the achievement, even though it doesn't have a fishing rod. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Again, make sure you're pressing the button as the little rope disappears into the button. Then you'll fish out a little crank, put it into the machine, and spin it around. That'll open the door there on the right. Then we'll proceed through, and look at that, another dragon comes flying in. Maybe it's the same dragon, I don't know. Probably is. Then you can see if you try to walk past it, you'll it'll scare you away. So we have to switch over to Faramir here, and that wall's going to get busted down. Then we'll take out some of these orcs so they don't get in our way. See, they had a little bit of trouble with him. But anyways, once you're ready, shoot the dragon in the chest over there in the back. So then it's gonna fly off, but it will return here shortly. Then you can see there's some parts on the right. So we're gonna stay as Faramir real quick, build up the parts into a ladder, which we'll be able to climb to get up top here, this highest spot, where get to a dead end. So we're gonna swap back to Frodo and the guys, and smash these pillars here on the right. If you just smash the bottoms of them, they'll topple over, and then build the parts into some little steps. Then just head up them up top to this path here, and then once again the dragon is going to come in here. And as you can see, because I was playing as Frodo, and he obviously has the ring, and the Black Rider wants the ring, so it tries to take it from us. So we just got to do that little button mashing incident. Then when you're ready, just shoot the dragon, and then another cutscene.
Release them.
I think at last we understand what another Frodo beckons.
I told Gandalf I would keep you safe. Safe is where I'll keep you. Son, a wizard should know better. Come, my friends. It's going to war.
And here we have the Treebeards making a return from, what was it, level 9? Track Hobbits, I think? Yeah, that was fun. So they're making a return here, which is cool. And you can see here I've actually got this sped up quite a bit because these Treebeards are incredibly slow. So I got it sped up so you don't have to go through it all in real time. Which, by the way, I will say, I sometimes say real time, but I do actually speed up the videos just ever so slightly. I speed them up very, very minorly, in case you're wondering. But if you weren't, then don't worry. But anyways, you can see here we're just smashing through some stuff because coming into this area we didn't have many studs and we needed 85,000 for True Adventure, which is a lot. But there are a lot of studs in this area. You can see here we've already racked up like 20,000 in this area. We kind of just got here. But you can see there before we had to smash down that giant wooden tower, which kind of dropped down onto that chasm and is going to act as a bridge which we can get across. Then over here in this kind of new section of the area, we're going to smash through some stuff. As always, getting some more studs, getting ever so close to that 85,000. You can see there are also these massive like water wheels that you can smash. There are 5 of them in the area, and if you smash all of them, you can get a minikit. In fact, there are actually a number of minikits in this area. But anyways, you can see there some Urukai lit that wood on fire there. That massive like wall. You can see here, super close to True Adventurer, but luckily there's still a fair amount of level. In fact, we get to like 100,000 by the time this level ends, which is amazing. Then yeah, you can see there we just picked up the little water tower there, threw it at the fire, which extinguished it, and then right about here we get True Adventurer. There you go, 85,000. Pretty simple. Again, if you just smash everything, like the True Adventurers are not too difficult. But you know, pushing through the level. And I mean, I'm not even smashing everything, but I'm smashing. I mean, I am smashing a lot of it, to be fair. But also do want to note that if you get too close to those chasms and almost try to like walk over the edge of them, the treebeards will get scared because they're kind of fiery chasms. And if you didn't know, trees are afraid of fire because it obviously, if treebeard were to walk into a fire, it would obviously get burnt down. But anyways, you can see here we're making our way to the back of this area. Pick up one of these massive boulders, throw it up at the wooden tower, and then drop it down below, acting as a bit of a ramp. So we'll make our way up it with another one of the boulders, then throw it up at that other wooden tower there, as you can see. And once that drops, we'll walk up that one, and then just pull these two little like panels here, which is going to release the water from this massive wall, and that's going to take us away to the final cutscene, and then turtles, of course.
Run! Take all the hobbits!
Welcome, my lords, to Isengard.
Young Master, there is a wizard to manage here.
And there Saruman must remain. Under your guard, Treebeard. He has no power anymore.
Bless my bark.
Peregrine Took. I'll take that, my lad. Quickly now. We must travel to Edoras with all speed.
There we have it. A wizard should know better. And again, that's just for completing the Osgiliath level story. You can see there, unlock Golem. It's about time. He's been with us since what, level like 8, and now he's finally playable character, and we're going to be using him a ton in free play. Also did get your adventurer there, got a bunch more studs. Again, as I said, we almost got 100,000, which would have been great. But as you can see, now climbing ever so closer to 1 million studs. And there you go. You can see we've got a few more Mythril bricks added to the collection. But seeing as this is the final level of Film 2, there is going to be one last little cutscene to end off the film, and then we'll get back at with an outro.
Smeagol, we're not going to wait for you. Come on.
Master. Master looks after us. Kill him. Kill them both. And then we take the precious. And we'll be the master. Yes. No, no. It's too risky. It's too risky. We could let her do it. She'll do it. And then we takes it. Once they're dead. Once they're dead.
All right, Golem.
Come on, Hobbits. Long ways to go yet. Smeagol will show you the way. Follow me.
There we have it. That is that's gonna do it for level 12 here in LEGO Lord of the Rings, Osgiliath. Yeah, just getting through the level. Had a ton of fun with that. That was actually one of my favorite levels we've done so far. But anyways, that is gonna cap off film 2. So we are getting into the home stretch of this story, which is certainly exciting. But if you enjoyed this one, like would definitely be appreciated. And yeah, until the next one, which will kickstart film 3, I'll see you folks later. See everybody. Bye.